yeah, Blackson and the Hizzle, all for shizzle. Y'all see the title, Meeting in Alaska. Who's meeting in Alaska? Trump and Putin are meeting in Alaska this Friday. Oh man, I think we've all anticipated it. I know I've been anticipating it for a very long time since. Oh, what the fuck, dude? Oh my god. Okay, biker wants to goddamn run a red light. Good thing I'm on my P's and Q's. So Russia. Oh shit. People doing all kind of weird shit in traffic. Jesus fucking Christ, bitch. Jesus Christ almighty, bitch. Got her nose all stuck out. What's going on? What's going on? Who that? Who that is? Who that is, shorty? Who that is? We got Chubbs. What up, Chubbs? And we got Relax and Talk Sports. About time you come around. But, I've just been analyzing Relax Talk Sports, man. I've been trying to I'm anticipating this meeting between Trump and Putin. I've been waiting for this for a long time. And I've been gathering up information about it now. I mean, I've even heard people say, oh, it's a trap, because the ICC has a warrant out for Putin's arrest. But a lot of people don't know that the United States is not part of the ICC. So unless he goes to like Italy, anywhere in Europe or South Africa, then the warrant would be issued. But if he goes in the world like America, the ICC doesn't participate because the ICC, people don't know, the ICC took out a warrant on Dick Cheney and George Bush. Let me say that again. The same people that took out a warrant, the ICC, the International Court, the ICC who took out a warrant on Putin also took out a warrant on Dick Cheney and George Bush. I guess a lot of people forgot this. I didn't forget. But yeah, they took out a warrant on Bush and Cheney because of the Iraq War. Remember, there was no weapons. They said it was weapons of mass destruction. Well, the ICC took out a warrant on George Bush and Dick Cheney. So George Bush and Dick Cheney, if 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 Putin was to be arrested in Alaska, United States of America, that means we would have to go down there and arrest Dick Cheney down there in Texas and George Bush. Not gonna happen. So there we go. So we're not gonna arrest Putin because we're not gonna arrest Dick Cheney or George Bush. So I think we're clear. Are we clear on that, everybody? Because I kept people. I've been in different chat groups and people, oh, they're gonna arrest Putin. It's a trap. They're gonna arrest him, and I'm like, no, they're not gonna arrest him because ICC. I guess these are like, I guess these people weren't around during the Bush and Cheney era. I guess they weren't around, but yeah, the ICC has a warrant out on Dick Cheney and Bush. Okay, anywho, let's move past that. How are you guys doing today? How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Thanks for the like. So yeah, um, another thing I want to address too. They're like, oh, what if they want to assassinate? They try to assassinate Putin. Donald Trump, along with the rest of the United States, would rather have Putin in office than Dmitry Medvedev. Trust me, because we get Dmitry Medvedev back as president of Russia, there's going to be World War III because Dmitry Medvedev he takes he don't take no crap from nobody. Putin is more diplomatic. He's way more diplomatic than Dmitry Medvedev. So it would be in everybody's best interest to make sure that nothing happens to Putin. So yeah, that's out the door. None of that's not going to happen. People, they watch a lot of movies. No, the meeting's going to go fine. I'm hoping there's a resolve because Russia has all the cards. Trump has no cards. I think for the first time in his life, he has no cards to play. Um, and I think Trump was relying on his charisma and his charm and whatever Trump has gotten by in all his life, man. Russia is a different beast. Russia is a different, like Putin, Dmitry Medvedev, Sergei Lavrov. I mean, we go down the list of uh, Putin's administration, man. Those guys are just, it ain't no. So let me say this: these guys forget nothing. They don't forget about the Minsk One Accord, Minsk Two Accords, when Minsk Two, when I think it was Angela Merkel said, "Yeah, we had a ceasefire just so we could arm Ukraine with more weapons." Ain't no more of that because Sergei Lavrov, along with along with the rest of Russia, they constantly talk about it. And Putin said, "You know what? That was my mistake. I was fooled. No more again." So there's no fooling Russia this time. There's no fooling. There's no trying to do the three card money. There's no trying to do no underhanded stuff. No, none of that. Russia has caught on to the tricks and the lies. I'm going to say it: the tricks and the lies that America has, or Europe has done, or the Biden administration, whoever you want to call it. Russia is on to us. So we have to come correct. We have to come not with no tricks up our sleeves, not don't try to, you know, be slick about shit. No, we can't do none of that. Russia is way ahead of the game. They're way ahead of the game. And so why them being way ahead of the game, we have to come correct. We have to be on the, oh gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? We have to be on the up and up, man. We can't be playing around with Russia. We're no in position. We have no cards. We just have no cards. But I think Donald Trump is setting up. Donald Trump is setting up to where he is preparing everybody. He is preparing everyone for, oh shit, Jesus Christ, man. Uh, Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Come on, don't do that. Okay, so he's preparing everybody for us to walk away from this conflict. I think for the most part, I'm hoping everybody is ready for America to no longer fund Ukraine. I mean, the MAGA base is ready. But I'm talking about the rest of the folks. There's still a lot of people that think Ukraine has a chance. Trump just stated there's no chance. There's no chance for Ukraine. And Trump stated that. I think this is his second time doing that, but he's very clear on that. He's very clear that Ukraine has no chance to win the war. And so, because Ukraine has no chance to win the war, uh, he's ready to back out. He's ready to stop the funding. He's ready to basically, in so many words, declare Russia's victory over Ukraine. And so, Russia, Donald Trump has also stated that Zelensky needs to be prepared to sign over some land, do a land swap. Basically, the only swapping that can be done is by Ukraine swapping land to Russia, meaning give over the land, and then what Russia's going to do is bring it into the Russian Federation, but just like Chechnya, allow it to be an independent, the Donbass to be independent. It will have the protection of Russia. It will be Russian Federation, but it will still Russia's going to allow the Republic of Luhansk and Donetsk to govern themselves and Crimea. Um, it will be a now as far as a buffer zone. Not sure if 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 Kiev is going to be a buffer zone or not because Putin said he wants to deal with the underlying issues. The underlying issues being um, the militarization of Ukraine against Russia, basically allowing Kiev to be in part of NATO, and Putin is saying that's a no-go. That is not going to happen. So, and then on top of that, I don't know if you guys know, Simo Hirsch has said that they're replacing Zelensky with Zelensky. Zelensky is he's being groomed right now in England. Zelensky, according to Seymour Hirsch, is going to replace Zelensky. So um, Seymour Hirsch has been right about a lot of things. You know, he has a lot of inside sources. He is saying that um Donald Trump does not want to be bothered with Zelensky no longer. He wants there to be a new president. England, who is behind this whole war, is already setting up for Zelensky. But my thing is that Zelensky will be no different than Zelensky. So unless the only thing I can think of is that they will replace Zelensky and they will compromise to Donald Trump because they don't want Donald Trump to leave NATO. What I think is on the table, and this is just my guess, is that if Donald Trump will guarantee there will be no membership for Ukraine, and if that happens, the United States will leave Ukraine because Donald Trump does not want no part of no Article 5, meaning if they want to go to war with Russia, then so be it. Y'all go to war with Russia, but they do not. Donald Trump does not want to be committed to an Article 5. And so that's what Donald Trump is working on now. He's working on getting us out of NATO because if Europe holds their ground and wants Ukraine to be part of NATO, then we're going to bounce. I've said that before. We're going to bounce. And I don't know if Europe even has sense enough to even know this because without us, NATO is pretty much nothing. Without the U.S., NATO's pretty much nothing. I don't care if you got all of Europe. I don't care if you have, uh, yeah, without us, it's nothing. So I just hope and I hope these Europeans come to their senses because without us, I mean, it's really no point. I mean, NATO is really pointless. It's really no point to NATO. I don't think, there's this great fear about, um, there's this great fear of Russia, after this, wanting to invade Poland and all that, and wanting to conquer all of Europe. That's not, that's just a bunch of propaganda to keep the war machine going in Ukraine. But once that's cut off, it's going to pretty much expose Europe for what they are. They're warmongers, and they're all for the military industrial complex, making money off the war, and that they just painted Russia as this boogeyman. Russia has no interest in Ukraine or Europe. So what I'm happy about is that I think that Trump has been getting wrong information this whole time. I think Trump is getting wrong information this whole time, and I think that Trump will uh, Uh-oh, hold on. I don't know. May have the cards. Okay. Okay, so Chubb says, I don't know, Trump may. Oh, shit. So Tim said Trump may have the cards. I'm trying to read this comment. They giving a lot of arms and newer weapons to stop Russian army. Just yeah, but the only thing is that Chubbs that Ukraine has no soldiers. Ukraine has no soldiers. They're one thing that Trump admitted is that they're conscripting 6-year-old men to fight on the front line. And I don't care what type of weapons and technology you have, if you have no boots on the ground, then it's pretty much useless. You can have brand new tanks, you can have brand new drones, you can have all that stuff, but in order to maneuver and conquer land, you must have boots on the ground. And if there's no boots on the ground, then you're pretty much then the war is pretty much pointless. And I'm not doubting that America has um, weapons and equipment. I'm not doubting that. But what I am doubting is the manpower of Ukraine. I'm doubting manpower because they're, like I said, their army. Do you know there's 300,000 soldiers that deserted from? You're right. Need men to fight. Didn't think about that. Not only, yeah, but hell, yeah, yeah. You need boots on the ground, Chubs, and that's what they're not mentioning. And they're not mentioning. They don't want to talk about the people that they're kidnapping. Let me say this again: 300,000 Ukrainian troops defected over to Russia. 300,000. That's a lot of soldiers. 300,000 soldiers defected over to Russia. So um, you got 300,000 soldiers of Ukraine, former Ukrainians that weren't happy with the Zelensky regime. So it looks like whatever you supplied with you can't supply the men. You have brand new tanks, like I said, drones, HIMARS, whatever equipment whatever helicopters, whatever jets, but you have nobody to man them. You have nobody to jump in and operate them. And in fact, they're exposing now that you have American and English generals that were down in Ukraine, and this is why they were trying so desperately to fund this war. But um, I think that Ukraine has had its time. They fought, and it's time to wrap it up. It's time to end this war, man. So yeah, it's just time to end the war, man. Because at this point, it's just senseless. At this point, it was senseless to begin with. But I mean, understandably, people may say, "Oh, well, Ukraine, they got invaded by Russia, blah blah blah. They had to defend themselves." Okay, yeah. But there comes a time when you've lost the battle, you've lost the war, you've lost men, you lost lives. There's no way to push Russia back. I mean, this is just a reality. It's just a reality, and when you no longer have men because all the men were wiped out, what more can you do? What more can you do? Hmm? What more can you do? So yeah, it's that time, man. It's time to just wrap the war up, man, and count your losses. And in Europe, hell, because Trump is realizing this reality, everybody else is. And I'm gonna say this: that finally, Trump gets to hear face to face Putin's side of the story. Finally, face to face, he gets to hear Putin's side of the story because I think this whole time, what I think is that I think that Donald Trump was getting fed information because he watches a lot of fake news, and I don't think he realized the severity of the situation of how badly Ukraine was losing in Ukraine. I really don't think, and like I said, he finally admitted today that 60-year-old men are being conscripted. 60-year-old men, you know, and they are also conscripting young men too, as like not even men, but teenagers. So, um, yeah, it's looking pretty bad for Ukraine. So it's just the time. It's just time, y'all. It is just the time that it's time to wrap this war up because it's not going anywhere. And like I said, Russia's taking more and more and more and more and more territory every day. Every day they're taking territory, and so um, the front line is about to collapse. And y'all do know Putin didn't call for the meeting. Trump did. So Trump sees the red line. He sees the desperation. He sees that this is a bad situation. Trump saw this situation. So um, I can't wait for Friday to get here. I'm anxious to definitely see what comes out of this. Uh, hopefully Trump can see the reality and the truth of the matter and see that there's no way that I think he's already seen it. So, oh man, with that being said, y'all, Friday's the day. Let me give a shout out to let me give a shout out. Shout out to Chubbs, man. Shout out to you, Chubbs. Shout out to Relax Talk Sports. And I'll see y'all later, man. Peace. I'm out.